it's the day you've been waiting for if you're a Podgo owner. We have some of the new models that have come over from Helix, and so I just wanted to do a little video talking about some of those. We've got the Line 6 Ventoux. This is an orange / sort of tweed Fender style amp made in the vein of the Line 6 Litigator, which was Ben Adrian's kind of imaginings of what he would, favour in like a Dumble sound. This is more, as said in the notes, about kind of like orange or like old Fender. And it comes stock settings like this, and compare it with, whatever kind of cab you like, but this is the stock one. Turn up the reflections a bit. The settings look a little bit different to most other amps. So this is the bass. As you turn it up, you start to cut out some of that bass and flub. I'm going to bring some of that back in because I'm playing single coils, so maybe we'll start 2.5 mids. Presence, so you know what presence control does. This is brightness, and then depth is another kind of slightly opposite of a presence control, where you're bringing in the bass, adding kind of depth. So if we bring the high pass filter up, we can keep the tightness and then bring up the depth. Start like that. Then got channel volume, master, sag, hum, ripple, bias, etc. So if I wanted a cleaner tone, I would set the drive right, so we'll go for about 4.5. Then here's what I'm most excited about. We've got the dynamic plate and dynamic room and shimmer. So shimmer, here's a good place to start, I'd suggest. If we start with just pitch A and B octave up, you've got two types. You've got Luster and Charlie. Intensity is like the mix of the actual shimmer part of the reverb. Without that, it's just a Hall reverb, I believe. And then we got pitch blend. This can blend between the two different settings. So let me just set that intensity. So we'll turn the shimmer back up. Feedback is how much it sends the pitch back through. So if we set that to 0, we only get the actual shimmer note. Then decay obviously sets our decay. I like these sorts of tones with longer tails, and then the damping sets how much sort of high end we let into the reverb tank. We set the diffusion higher, we get more smeared repeats. You see, as you set the feedback higher, you start to send it so it then kind of spirals up in pitch. But a really pretty effect. Then this one is my absolute favourite reverb in the Helix, the dynamic plate. I'd suggest sort of starting from a slightly different place than here. So I like to decay it around 10 seconds, damping about 10. Where have we gone? And to set the mix a little higher just to hear the actual effect. And we can even get up to some really stupidly long, so if we set this to infinity, and the motion rate and range is sort of like setting the plate spinning, sort of like modulation-y stuff. We've got low gain and high cut, that's all basic stuff. But yeah, a really pretty plate. I'm going to put that at the end. Here I'm going to put in, if I can, I don't know how much of this stuff I'm going to be able to use because I know that the dynamic plate is quite intense. Let's try. We got this is new, so this is the ADT, so this is like a delay double tracker type effect. So if we do this, you've got two ducks and we can pan them left and right. So what I would do is pan deck 1 fully left to start and pan deck 2 fully right, and then you've got delay 1, delay 2. If you set them to about 0 and 39 milliseconds, you get this effect. So you get so maybe I'll save this as new stuff. But yeah, you can hear basically that's chucking things left and right, and then obviously automatic double tracker. And you can see that because of the intensity of the dynamic plate, I'm sort of out of options already. So this is, going gonna be some stuff which is a little bit intense to use on the old CPU. As you can see, I've only got the amp, cab, automatic double tracker and dynamic plate in the preset, but you know, these new algorithms clearly take up quite a lot of the juice within the Podgo. The other things that I want to show you before I let you go, the Ratchet. Now this is like a kind of freezing type effect. Now I'm going to imagine that on Podgo this is really only useful in normal mode, I think. Let me show you. But it's like, could be used as a stutter effect if you set these. You could even do this where you set the controller to be the expression pedal. What I want is I want expression 2. You know, that sort of thing could be done with it. Now, the other thing that you should be aware of, so Ratchet, that's what that does. So you play your chord. So if we start the Ratchet going, right, then I come to my looper, 3, 4. Then I can just turn off that Ratchet, maybe add another. And so I show you the Ratchet first because then it's really easy to explain what the Tesselator does, as it does the same thing. So we're going to set up this to be like 16th notes and then 8. So if we have quarter note, 16th notes and 8 steps, so what's going to happen, it's going to use those amount of steps to go between those two settings. And if we set it to boomerang, it goes back between them. Just use that at normal. Then you could set it to go up and down in pitch instead. And then it will step through the pitches. You can set up a high pass filter that comes in incrementally through the steps, or low pass. So in this case, the way that I tend to use it, be in quarter step mode, well, that kind of mode, and jump between an octave, because for me that's got a really cool sound. So those are my favourite features of the new, what we calling this? It's a Podgo in it. Let me just press save on this new stuff too. And that's typically what I'd use something like a Tesselator for, but you could obviously do other things with it. You could do you could do loads of experimental stuff with it. It's just, for me, what I like to do is use it as a rhythmic device to kind of add rhythm to the first layer of a loop. Other things that we got going on, we've got crisscross, which is a delay which you can cross feed into itself. There's other videos on the channel about those. And I think there's also some new legacy devices, Bronze Master, Killer Z. Also, yeah, mod. We got a couple of cool things here. Where are you? Tape Eater, which is a really cool modulation. I put this after the reverb for some really yeah, just some really cool stuff there. So let me know your favourite of the new things. I don't think at this point, it seems to me to be fairly clear that poly pitch effects are not going to work in the Podgo world, partly because we've got like a fixed amount of blocks which are already going to be within a preset. Hopefully that was vaguely useful. Let me know if you want me to drop these 2 presets into the folder. I'll put together an introduction now, but yeah, go get the update. Those are my favourite effects on the new. I'll catch you in another video soon. Cheers.